Yes, I'm Jared David Paul. I'm JDP. It's easier to do JDP. And thanks to the Space Gallery, Mike and Missy have been running this beautiful place for a long time, and we actually started and co-founded the Art District on Santa Fe years ago together, and it's great to see him thriving here. I also want to thank the goofballs from Creative Mornings, because they are stewards of culture, and we need that in this town, big time. Every town, the world needs it. So thanks to the Creative Mornings people. And thanks, Dave, for being a bro and getting me in here and thinking of me and giving me no other choice but to come talk about Taboo. So it's good. Everyone's kind of in this mode of Taboo already. There's an energy of looseness in the air, and I like it. There was a girl in the line for the bathroom, and she's like, "I'm gonna use the boys' room." And then she's like, "I'm gonna pee in the sink." I don't really know who that was. I mean, I have an idea who maybe it was, but she's a good friend. I like to poke fun with her. All right, let's get dirty. Let's get taboo. Let's do this. I'm trying to figure out like the best way to tab my butt. Yeah, perfect. All right. So I looked up in the Webster dictionary the word taboo. That's what I found. This is what Webster says. That smart bastard. Taboo. 1, prescribed by society as improper or unacceptable. 2, prohibited or excluded from use or practice. I see. Number 3, set apart as sacred, forbidden for general use, placed under prohibition or ban. Oh, this is dirty. Okay. 4, exclusion from social relations, ostracism. These are all pretty intense and they kind of hurt my feelings, and that's okay. A taboo, it's a heavy word, and we're gonna explore that further today. But first, I hate to start on such a glum note, but I gotta tell you, I have a disease, and the disease is, go ahead and switch it up. I got dyslexia, and it's a really tough disease. It's actually a really great disease to have, because I don't have any little bumps or lumps or bumps or an itchy butt, or I have all my appendages. All I do is I see words in a curious way, and sometimes backwards, sometimes forward, sometimes mixed up. So dyslexia is real. It's a really lame word. I think it's poorly designed. I mean, people who don't even have it can't even say it. There's even an X in there. I mean, what words have the word X in there? So dyslexia, it's real. It's real, folks. And that's just my disclaimer for the rest of the talk. So let's take this word apart. I want to take the word taboo and just look at it. If you're not dyslexic, then act like you are. If you are, then you're right at home, and I got you, brother. I feel you. First, let's taboo backwards. It's like, have you guys ever seen a bat? It's the scariest thing you ever seen. They're like little beady eyes, and they're all greasy and hairy. So, ooh, a bat! That's basically taboo backwards. Boo is a word that a ghost uses to instill fear in you, and so that's scary. And then there's the classic boo at the sporting event. That's what a sports fan, when he or she's not happy with the referee, you say boo. And then this is my favorite. It's ooh, ooh. So the word taboo ends ooh. It ends in an orgasm. So I mean, if that's not taboo, I don't know. TNA is basically what your redneck cousin uses to talk about boobs and booties. And then boob, what's the taboo about boobs? Everyone's so uptight about women breastfeeding in public, and I say boo to that. Let them breastfeed in public, So there's a lot of taboo in the word boob, but I don't think there should be. Probably they're talking about taboo in France right now, and it's okay to take your top off on the beach. Here, you can't do that. So sorry if you like tabbouleh, but tabbouleh is like eating sand that's been marinated in soap. It's disgusting. I mean, so I'm one of those people who, with cilantro, it tastes like soap. One of those weirdos, whatever that. I mean, I just found that out a year ago. I was wondering, all these years I've been living this lie with cilantro, and now I get to hate it. I don't hate many things, but suck it, tabbouleh. And then abs. I mean, who really has abs? Come on. If you actually have abs in here, raise your hand. See? Okay. Or you're just being modest. I like it. So that's deconstructed. Getting ahead of myself here. All right, enough. Let's digress for a moment. You probably don't know who I am. I'm JDP, and I run a company called JDP Art Services, and we install art, and we also create art. So custom art is created through our company, and we deliver art, and we also get into all sorts of interesting scenarios. So this was a sculpture by a dear friend of mine, Laura Schill, and she's a local artist who's really great. And this is one of her experiential pieces that you actually crawl up into. So I had the honor of working with her, installing some of her work. And then we also installed a horse in the mayor's office in the Capitol. So this is us walking the horse from the McNichols building over to the mayor's office. So we had fun with it in the garden and freaked out some folks. But you know, every day I love my job, and I love that I get to work in the art scene during the day, because at night I come out and I'm an artist. I make art, and I like to explore the taboo in my art, and I like to kind of seek the primitive as well. I'm not out to sculpt the perfect human form. I'm not here to paint the perfect seascape. I'm looking more towards what it is to be human right now. And I like to solve creative problems with creative solutions. So this is a project I did called The Urban Settlement. This is in East LA, a place called Lincoln Heights. And I lived in a teepee for a year and a half in the ghetto of East LA on a hill. And it was art as lifestyle. It was a project that I appreciated being in the city, but using minimal means for living. And I had a bed, and it was like camping for a year and a half. And I really enjoyed it. And I published a book about it as well, which if you get in touch with me, I can show you how to get a hold of that. But because I forgot to bring one today. But the Urban Settlement was one of my hardest art projects, but I feel like one of my most accomplished ones. This is go ahead and play that, Dave, thanks. This video, just hit it one more time, I think. This is a piece I did at Leon Gallery. So that's actually like a 30-pound solid steel ball, and basically I dip it in ink, and then I roll the ball around over a canvas. And it's a performance as well as being a painting, a finished product. And the taboo here is, it's messy, and it's ink, and it doesn't come out, and it's uncontrolled. Where the ball rolls is where the stroke is in the painting. And it's very loose. So what do we got next, Dave? Yeah, this is Mr. Tuna. If you guys been to Industry Building, there's a really great restaurant called Mr. Tuna, and they supported the arts by hiring a few artists to come in there and create in the space. So I love the taboo. This piece reeks of taboo. I love it. It's this beautiful black bathroom that they had, and they invited me to come in there and turn it into basically a kind of a gritty New York 80s underground bathroom. So myself and a handful of local artists that I believe in came in there and just cut loose with gold, all different gold pigments. So somehow it feels a little classy because it's gold on black. That's my kind of go-to palette. And if you're in there, go take a little pee in there, but don't pee in the sink. And check out the men's and women's bathroom. And yeah, go in the men's and women's bathroom. Who cares? Who cares? I'm also looking into working with film lately, and I'm trying always to surprise myself. And so film, for me, is new. This is my first approach with film. This is going to be a 30-minute short art house kind of psychedelic piece that I worked on. You want to go ahead and give it a go? And these are just, this is based on a Jack London short story called To Build a Fire. And it's basically a man and his dog go into a forest, and the man does not respect nature, and he freezes to death. So we've been shooting for 3 years now, and shooting a film is hard. I'll be honest, it takes a lot of professionals to make it right, and we're getting there. Nathan Hall gave a speech here a while back, and he's going to be helping with music, and there's a good crew of us on film and cinematography. So we have a little ways to go on it. We're going to start a Kickstarter as well, so keep an ear open for that. But it's basically, it's going to be a piece of moving art, and to be the actor in that has been really interesting for me, and definitely taboo against what I'm used to. So this is a piece I did where I invited people to put on lipstick and kiss a painting, because here we are in a beautiful gallery, and we're supposed to be quiet, and we're supposed to not really talk and say nice things about the art, if anything, and don't touch anything. And I really appreciate this movement in art where it's more experiential, and you can touch it, you can feel it. So this piece, I wanted people to actually kiss the painting, and that came from a woman in Paris named Rindy Sam. And this is a true story, she kissed a $2 million painting because she loved it so much. And I thought that was the sweetest thing. And she got busted hard though for it. The French police handed her, the guy who owned the piece wanted to sue her for $2 million. She had to pay $5,000 and take a good citizenship class, whatever that means. But I heard about this story, and I thought, I got to do something about this. So I created this body of work where you're invited to kiss the piece. And so this is an homage to Rindy Sam, because it's a fantastic form of taboo, I feel. All right, enough of me. I want to get back to the meat of taboo. And oh, sorry, go back, Davey. Just going to catch up with myself here. I think, yeah, right now I want to actually do a little exercise, and you can kind of drop into your taboo self, and you can either close your eyes or you can look up at the big blank canvas above here and think of a time when someone in your life, a stranger or someone you knew, told you, you can't do that, or no, I don't think so. Where they basically were naysayers. So think of a time when that happened. But the important part of this exercise is, I know they told you not to do it, but you knew deep in your marrow that you had to do it. And there was no way you were not gonna do it. So think of that. All right, back to earth, and put that little morsel in your pocket. We'll start taking that apart some more as well. So I think that in my research and kind of invoking taboo, I think there's two forms of it. There's an interior taboo, I think, that's that little voice inside you that's telling you you can't do it, and it's self-inflicted fear. There's a lot of self-sabotage happening with those voices, and we all have that voice. But I think I don't really want to dwell on that one too much, because I think that one, we just get rid of it. That's up to you. Created it, so get rid of it. The real bummer, the real bugger is the exterior taboo, and I think that that one's the most difficult because it's kind of like just a heavy form of judgment. It can be a heavy form of judgment. So when you did that exercise, you were probably being judged by someone, most likely wrongfully. So I have a scenario where that happened to me, where I was judged real hard, and it basically happened in 5th grade. And I liked to dance. I was a little dancing machine, and we would all put on our Z Cavaricis and tight roller jeans and go to the Funplex. And yeah, you know if you're a 90s kid. And so there was a girl named Fiona who was just like big old bangs and like she had the moves. She was hot, and she was cute. It's 5th grade. So I'm like, we're dancing, and like me and my buddies are dancing. I'm kind of working my way over to her to just kind of like feel it out, you know. And she stops and looks at me and she says, "You dance weird." And that bummed me out. That messed me up. That was heavy. So Fiona said, "You dance weird." And yeah, that didn't go over so well. I basically stopped dancing for a little while and had to really like look into myself. Should I really be doing this? Should I really be a dancer? Because I just want to dance, you know? And we all, go one more. We all drew pictures as kids, you know? This is a reminder of what you did. Everyone in this room did this. And by the way, when you Google like kid drawing, this is the best picture that comes up, which is awesome. This potato family is really great. Whoever did this in the world, good job, kiddo. And then I just want to remind, this is you guys. Go ahead. This is you guys. You've all done this. Maybe this morning you were doing this. I don't know if your moves are this good, but this kid, so that's a reminder. Who doesn't love dancing babies? But this is a reminder that this is where we all start. We all start drawing and dancing and just being unfiltered and raw. And kids will remind you of that pretty quick. So at some point, you might lose those things because people tell you you're not supposed to do that. That's taboo. What do we got next, Davey? Okay, so hold on. This one is really important. So then as you get older, people tell you, hey, actually, okay, you can dance if you want to. But you got to dance in a certain way. Don't dance too weird if you're going to dance. So there was Northumbria University did a study on dancing, and this is what the scientists think about dancing. So let's see what the scientists have to say about it. Oh man. Speak about TNA. That is the most unfortunately scaled woman I've ever seen. That's so bad. All right. That's how Fiona dances. But see, she doesn't even have hips. Okay, so more I got it. All right. That's so weak. Get off the dance floor, lady. So we start somewhere and we either forget or we end up somewhere. And yeah, RJ's got it down. And I think it's really important to poke fun at the scientists and at the naysayers and at technology and whatnot. Let's go to the next one. I've got, oh no, did I miss it? Sorry, go. I couldn't hold all the devices, so I'm gonna go one more, Dave. Oh, sorry, back 2, 3. Back again. There it is. This is it. All right. Hey, these are JDP's 5 easy steps to overcoming interior, exterior inflicted taboo. So I'm going to just walk you through how the lifeline of taboo. So it starts with innocence, right? It's when you do something absolutely unaware of it offending anybody. So the example would be the kids dancing or picking your nose. Then you're shamed, like a coworker tells you at work, hey, you shouldn't be hanging out with that coworker, if you know what I mean. But if you're in love, why not? Doesn't matter. Third, you got to own it. That's the next step. You got to own it. And if you're a kid of the 90s and know Rage Against the Machine, Zach De La Rocha has a really great quote about owning it. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Number 4, this is where it gets all zen. This is transcendence. So it becomes natural. And this is the hard part because you've got to dismiss the anger behind it all and the shame. So that's where you just kick it out the door, flush the toilet, get it out of there. And it becomes second nature. Last is it's optional, but it's highly recommended. It's wherever you offer it to other people and you teach it. So those are the JDP's 5 easy steps to overcoming taboo. And I like these. This was kind of, breaking it down to this was really important for me to, be a reminder daily, because I think we're judged on a regular basis against our taboos. So, oh, okay. Oh, enough for her. No, all right, that's perfect. So, I've got a new definition of taboo. This is my definition. So Webster, you can suck it as well. You and Fiona can just screw off. Number 1, the ability to overcome those little self-sabotaging voices from within. Number 2, the characteristic of dismissing any external naysayer that aims to threaten you. And 3, the optimistic act of surprising the self with an elevated, unexpected happening. So I invite you guys to surprise yourself and live in a taboo. Thanks.